Forgot to do that again. Okay, so we've come to what we're going to do for this coming week, and now we're going to ask why. So why are we doing these things? So we both got two things. For me, I want to get 2 sales this week, and I want to write down why. Okay, so for me, why am I getting 2 sales? Because I want to make some more money this week. Next, why am I writing this week? Because I got a lot of emotional shit to process right now, don't I? So feel free to type in here as always, guys, or write them down. I'm actually going to do both. Right? And because I got a lot of shit. All right. Tracking my finances keeps me aware of my money flow, which keeps you in a secure relationship with money. Yeah. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind isn't a way to build a I'm back. And I'm back. Yeah. It's great. I'm so glad it doesn't go for a long time. But yeah, like out of sight, out of mind is not a good way to build a secure relationship with anything, is it?
It's the most helpful financial tip I've ever got. It's like treat your money like a relationship and notice how you're being anxious or avoidant around it, and it will change the relationship with money.
Totally. I wish I heard that a long time ago.
Whoa, thank you for that.
Right? Yeah, think of it like a person, and then it's like, are you like only happy when it's around in certain amounts, or you get upset when it goes away, and it's like then it starts to change the whole nature of the relationship, and you realize, oh, if I was in a relationship with this person, that would be a shitty ass relation. Well, not everyone, but most of us, right? Where we would treat a person that way. So, and then we only look at it when we want it, yada yada yada.
Ooh, that was good.
That was good.
It was really good.
I want to go one layer deeper and realize, sorry, that
keep going.
The money is just you, because you're the source. Getting really meta.
Want to feel more productive in my days and like on top of all the amazing stuff I'm doing. Totally. I can definitely get that. Brandon, why 2 sales? Because I believe a life of working and selling via internet phone will set me free to explore the world. Oh, this is about to get fun for you, Brandon. This is gonna be fun to where we're going here today. Right. Had someone close to me say something about my own growth this past year in a very negative way, and it was a gut shot. Ooh, and I believe in my heart they are wrong. So I'm promising myself to show up and write down how proud I am and put it on paper to solidify it. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Seriously. I'm meditating more this week because I found it really useful for me last week when I was taking on a lot with my grandma, and it helped me ground. Yeah. Wanting to get back into myself, intimacy practice, and beginning my heart opening protocol. Good luck with that. To welcome in the love I desire. I've done a heart opening protocol with Bay before, and I had a whole bunch of anger come out of my body. Sometimes people cry. Brandon, do you want to talk about yours at all? Do you want to say anything about these first 2 whys that you've got, or did you see?
I'm a pretty open book. Which one? The first one or the second one? Second one's more wild, but
let's do the second one.
Sure, why not? Just had somebody close to me kind of make a point of how, like, I do quite a bit on Instagram and talk about being the best version of yourself, going after the best version of yourself, etc. And kind of somebody recently made a point of how I'm basically telling everybody else to do that, but not doing it for myself in my own life, which is kind of wild because it came at the tail end of dealing with some stuff with the relationship that was really hard to deal with, and confronting it in a way that I never have. And so it was kind of in a weird way, almost like such a weird fireworks experience of like, in one hand, I'm doing the thing that I, whether it was avoiding or sort of thing, but then being told that I'm not. And it was just an interesting experience. And so I think just by putting it on paper, even whether it comes in a list or it just sort of flows off my tongue, putting it on paper, how much I feel like I've become a stronger and better version of myself this past year. I think I deserve that for myself. So that's something I definitely want to make a point of doing. I think it'll help me just reground myself with the fact that telling myself I'm right, because I know I'm right in my heart, and go from there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate that, man. And we support you for sure. And like I've literally seen your transformation from day one to like, what are you? You're coming up day 200 pretty quick here, right? Like, so I've seen it. I got firsthand data on that.
Yeah, 260 something days. So
what? That's crazy, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's huge. And Bay, if you're open, I'm curious just about the meditation and it grounding you. I know obviously you're taking care of your Lola and that can be kind of crazy, but just how like what meditation have you done, and like when are you doing it, and how's it growing? Like, tell me about your experience with it.
Yeah, I found I started using Insight Timer. Ooh, I don't know if this is a little bit sketchy. Give me a sec.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. And it's been really, really good because it doesn't really matter how much I use or how much I like set. I don't try to do like 20 minutes anymore or 30 minutes. I just put on whatever I've got with what time I have. And I found that was like good because I have a tendency to be like, okay, I have 30 minutes and I have to fully utilize that time. But then sometimes it just doesn't work out, especially when like Lola wakes up or she moves around. So I found that was really good for me to not be like a perfectionist about it and allow myself to just make the space to do it. And yeah, I figured like now it's gonna be easier for me to go back into like my 30 minutes and lay on the vibration heating mat and kind of like enjoy that while I can. So I thought it's been really good because I used to do that every single morning and every night. And it was just super grounding. And it's been a while since I've gotten to those routines, but it's just like that commitment to what I need to do for myself. That helps me just feel more trusting in my abilities to show up. I find that like it's like a tendency to ignore what I need and focus on everyone else's. And it just makes a difference that half hour in the morning, half an hour at night.
Totally. Yeah. Thanks for that. That's the big thing for me as well. And I feel like probably most of us on here is it's like just do 5 minutes yoga. It doesn't need to be 20. It doesn't need to be an hour. Just show up and do it for a second. And it goes a really long way. Like, consistency is king. It's not about doing these massive things. It's just about showing up. Okay, this is really great.
Hold up. Wait, what is that thing you mentioned at the beginning, Faye? You said something about a timer or something. What was that? Is it just a thing, or is that like...
Oh, it's an app. It's called Insight Timer.
Insight Timer. Okay, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, it's really great. They also have like yoga and like music for the nighttime, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
Really good.
Thank you.
Really good. Highly
Okay,
recommend.
sorry to interrupt.
No, that's amazing. Thank you for doing that. And Eric, of course, if you want to share anything, the floor is absolutely yours. I know you've been writing yours down personally. No, you're unmuted. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's like to follow up on what you guys were saying about the showing up, the consistency, that's kind of like my thing. Like for me, it's like about creating new habits, like different routines, better routines. And, I mean, actually, I have a whole like page. Sorry, Brian. Like when we talk, I have like a whole page and a half of questions, like new questions I had to ask Brian, and one of them actually was what Bay was talking about, and I was really interested about morning breath work different than night breath work, and how that could maybe like help me find clarity for like my mental would be like when I wake up in the morning and not feeling like the anxiety, like are these maybe some like new habits or like new things to just like step into before I can even begin my day, or before I can even lay my head down and hope that I have the best dreams. Like those are the things, like I don't know. So that was a lot, but like it's just kind of like maybe finding consistency with that, and then in hopes that I can kind of do that in the other pillars too,
Totally. The only thing that I would want to say to you, brother, is if you just show up and focus on your breath before bed and when you wake up in the morning, that will do wonders. That'll do wonders. Don't worry about the technique. Don't worry about any of that. Just sit down, shut up, close your eyes, think in, out for 5 minutes. It will regulate you. Okay, this is going to be fun. Based off of these answers, and I don't even know where I'm going to go. Okay, so now we're going to ask why again. Okay, so Brian, why do you want to have a secure relationship with your money? Brian, why do you want to keep on top of all the amazing things you're doing? Brandon, why do you want to be set free to explore the world? Oh, I got cut out again. Brandon, why do you want to be set free?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, Brandon, why do you want to be set free to explore the world? Why do you want to like solidify how proud you are of yourself on paper? Bay, why do you want to meditate more and keep up with a consistency? And why do you want to practice your self-intimacy practices again? And me, why do I want to make more money this week? And why do I want to write all the emotional shit down to process? I want to make more. Thank you, Brian. Okay, so mine were further invest in businesses and Mm. I just read yours. That's why I went like that. That's why I did that. I remember a day in my visit. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, Brian, when you don't have a secure relationship with your money, you start to doubt yourself and your ability to create the life and person you want to become. And when you do not put time into optimizing your day and your ability to be productive, you start to feel the waves of doubt and uncertainty much more. We're kind of finding a crux here, hey? With these whys. And they're that's why I went because they're like the next why might even be the same for both of these, which is really super cool. Have you gone down this path before and like found that they coincide? Did you notice that this was happening when you type these out?
Oh yeah. There's usually a seed narrative around these things. Meaning like there's one common thread between like why we may do something, why we may not.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I want to be more grounded so I can come back to supporting others from a less reactive place. I used to be really calm and people's go-to for grounding. Very easy for me to support others from a mere objective but still loving, compassionate place. If I can't find more self-intimacy, I tend to want to avoid others more. It's harder for me to connect as deeply as others as I normally would prefer. My ego and mind take the lead more than my heart. And Bay's fairly similar as well, which comes from a place of like taking care of herself and then being able to properly show up for other people. I want to feel more comfortable with the new changes that I believe I could make me a better, richer person. Experiences are to me the sole experience of our short time on this planet. That was nice. I want to explore and have more experiences. Why do I want to feel proud, etc. of myself? Because I spent a long time not feeling like I've been true to myself, and it's cost me friends, relationships, fundamental things I want in my life. Wow, these are super awesome. Because of where we're at for time, what we're going to do is we're going to go one layer deeper. Normally it's good to go 5 to 7 layers deeper, so we're going to go one layer deeper, and then we can chat about those. Okay, so let's go a layer deeper. So Brian, yeah, I mean, let's just go a layer deeper with what we've got here. So for me, and if we keep going why deeper and deeper, it's like for me, emotional, I want to write down this week. Why do I want to write down this week? Because I have a lot of emotional things going on in my life right now, and I want to process them. Why? Well, because I've been known to avoid them. And even if I have prepared properly and I'm handling them well, I'd be ignorant to think that there isn't a possibility of me repressing these things. So why do I want to do that? Because I want to be a strong leader. I want to lead by example. It's like, well, why do I want to do that? Well, and this is me just flowing now. I haven't written this out. It's like, I want to do that because I believe that when we process emotions and we lean in and we're actually proper, we're going to be able to actually impact the world. And why do I want that? Well, because I went through a world of hurt growing up, just like everybody did. And I've found that like now, both my emotional and my financial goal, when I keep going, why, are actually coming down to a place of like, why do I want to make this money and build this business and impact these people? It's like the same reason why I want to do all these emotional things. And it's because I got hurt and I don't want to be hurting and I don't want others to hurt either. we keep going, why, it usually comes down to one little thing. And we can trace these whys all the way back up to, it's like now all of a sudden I'm looking at getting 2 sales this week and writing my emotions down. And now I'm like, like saving the world and fixing my traumas from my childhood just from these two little things. So I would love for if someone wanted to kind of riff how I just riffed there, and or talk about your second or third or fourth layer of why, because all of a sudden we go from wanting to do meditation to something way deeper.
I think the one of the deepest values of this exercise comes from like when we ask ourselves, like, why am I not doing the things that I want to do? It's because you don't understand on the deepest level why you want to do it. So for example, like someone, like when I was a movement coach, I get people like, oh, I want to learn a handstand. Like, why? Because it looks cool. And I'm like, looking cool is not going to bring you to getting a handstand, because at some point being comfortable is going to be more appealing than looking cool. So you have to go deeper than that. Oh, well, why do you want to look cool? Because I want to have a nice body. Or why do you want to have a nice body? Because I want to be healthy. And why do you want to be healthy? So that I can have a family one day. Why do you want to have a family one day? So now you get somewhere very deep. And that really deep why is going to allow you to face the things that are going to cause you to not want to do the thing. So it's that you have a deep well, you have a deep reason, because life is going to show up and be like, oh, well, this is easier, and lay down here and don't do that. So when you know the deepest reason as to why you're doing it, like, I was triggered as a child, and this is very emotional for me, and I want to when you have that deep why, when you're faced with resistance in life, which you always will be, you can be like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. This very deep reason. So that's kind of how I think of this exercise.
That's super important. The why are we doing this exercise? Super important. It's because when I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do sales, right? I don't want to write my emotions in this stupid book, right? I come back to my why and I'm like, oh, it's actually gonna like help me with my traumas and like probably gonna lead to the sales, and actually like, oh wow, yeah, I don't want to be a hypocrite, not leading by example, telling people to process their emotions and not doing that. That's super useful to do that. The why we're doing the whys. Key. Thank you so much, Brian. Well, awesome.
You can use it as it's kind of like it's kind of like being calm and peaceful, right? Like, it's all good and dandy when you're at the yoga retreat and you're in Bali. It's like, yes, I'm all peaceful, but no, that you save that for when you're with your family or when you're in a triggered moment. It's the same thing here. Like, figuring out this why in this controlled environment is really good, but then like hold on to it so that when you're tempted to not do what you said you're going to do, remember the why on the deepest level. I'm doing it because whatever it is, how deep we dug. So you use that as a resource for later. So as we go deep here, like this exercise is very useful. It's like, of course it's useful now, but you have to hold on to that and remember it, write it down somewhere, whatever you got to do. Because when you wake up in the morning and you feel like not doing yoga, look at that. I'm doing this because my, parents never taught me how to be physical, and I had a terrible childhood, and I never want my kids to face that. That's going to get you up in the morning, not just, I want to do yoga and do handstands.
Totally. Wow. That method is what helped me with my pornography addiction.
Yeah.
Because the bug had come, the monster had come up. No one's around, right? Oop, now's your chance. I'm like, wait, hold on. I would hang on to my why once I learned about all the things that happened. And so that's like, Thank you, Brian.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks, Bay. It's that was certainly that's a big why. Hey, Bay, everything you just said there, for someone who loves people so much, and your initial surface levels why were you want to connect with yourself so you can connect with others and show up to help them. And why do you want to connect with yourself? It's not just to show up and help others, it's to not hurt them. And that's I think for you, that's a serious driving factor about why you should meditate and do some self-care. Because that's how you're not going to hurt the people that you actually try to love. I'm just reading yours here, Brian. I want to be the one who leads my family. But yeah, nice. I'm going to strengthen who I am, how I feel. Yeah, this is awesome. I love these so much. It's like, keep asking, well, why do I want to do that? Why do you want to take bigger risks in life, the career, relationship? Go, what? And you keep going down to these whys. You really get down to the why you're doing it. Yeah. So I love it so much. Would you like to share anything, Eric? I know you've been writing stuff down there, and I saw
I'm learning a lot from you guys. Like I have to hand it to you guys are able to just write down a lot of things that, as I'm listening, like, I mean, this is heavy for me, you guys. Like the thing I can think of that's kind of like played with me my whole life is that, like I have an older brother that's maybe, 2.5 years apart. And I mean, I come from like a place, like a neighborhood outside of Chicago where like, it seems like fixated. Like he's got the beautiful wife and the beautiful house and everything just seems like so amazing. And I know, like, I'm not trying to compare, but like, I feel, especially America, like there's just so much to like compare. And sometimes I let it get the best of me that I'm hard on myself and like time's a ticking, like, like what Brandon was saying. And it just feels that whole, it swallows it really gets me. Like it feels like time's running out. And so like why do I feel like, my big why is like, why do I feel that that's important? Like why do I feel like I'm letting people down in my life, or like myself, like what? So that's why it's kind of heavy for me, because yeah.
It's that's thank you so much for sharing that. And Brian, you want to say something?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say that's amazing, Eric, because what you are just introducing yourself to is the process of questioning the agreements that you did not agree to. Like why am I comparing myself? Like why is that the definition of success? Like why do I have to be like that person? This is a beautiful process, and we start to question, wait, why do I think I need to be anything else than what I am, and why do I need to try to do stuff that doesn't matter to me? Yes. Keep asking yourself those questions.
I guess I could keep asking myself, and from how I can always remember is that I've always been like the black sheep of the family, and I've seen some beautiful things come from it, but I've also seen some like real hardships. So for me, I have to constantly, this is really good, you guys, and the whole why, getting in deeper, because it's so easy to just like answer a question and say why. Like who knew that there was going to be like a why to the why to the why? Like that's where I'm tripping out right now. Like, and when you don't do that, I feel like it's a sense of like lying to yourself. Like you've answered the question, so like we can kind of continue, but like not really. Like that's kind of like where, like that's what I could totally take away from this, is that the why to the why is important, because now you're not going to live that lie. So like I'm shaking right now just because it's just like I've never thought about this. I've never thought of it that way, really. Wow.
Thank you, Eric. You can reach out to any of us all the time also.
Thank you.
We're always here. We're the same guys behind text. And I while you were talking, I don't know if you've ever seen this image before. I hang on to this all the time. These are the three faces. And sometimes we're this guy on the side here. Look at them, right? Sometimes we are that guy. And it's usually the most powerful transformations. And it's usually with moments like you're experiencing right now, which is like, whoa, I've never even thought about that way. And all of a sudden, all these things get exposed. And then it's okay to go into this place. It totally is. It's like part of the journey. And being open and vulnerable with a community that supports you is the place to do it. And so like I want to like commend you for having the courage to actually do it, and even further the courage to lean into a group of pretty much complete strangers. You're well on your way, and I will not tell you it's easy. There's no way I'll tell you it's easy, but I will definitely tell you it is better than the alternative. And so we're here for you, brother. We're all going through it. We've all been through it, and we're going through it. And it's not like you get through it. It's like a hydra, right? You cut off one head and two come up. You cut off two and four come up. But that's the game that we play, and that's the journey and the experience of being a human. And I'm pretty inspired by you tonight. I got to be honest. So yeah, like, so thank you for that, like, real genuine, I think we all feel it from you on this call, that what you're expressing, and it really is inspiring for me. So I want to thank you for showing up the way that you have tonight.
And I want to thank you guys. I take everything that you guys are saying. Like, I'm so beyond impressed. Like the showing up, like, I feel like I little at a time, right? So the showing up, I'm learning so much. And like, my goal for this evening would be like to give responses like how y'all are, like holy shit, like like Brandon, you guys are giving like all like these long answers that have real thought behind it. And so I could just take some little notes and stuff, but I guess it's a starting point. I can sit with myself and actually really write it out to then reflect. So it's a progress, I guess. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
So
and that's step one. Good.
It's great, man. It's really great.
Yeah. So does anyone have anything else they'd like to say in conclusion to our community call for goals and accountability this evening? Cool.
No, that was just really, really good. Oh, sorry guys. That was just really, really great. I appreciate you like prompting that, because I think I needed some deep diving as well. And I think like the whys, I was like hitting a cap. I stopped asking why past a certain point in my own journaling. And Eric, I've been there. Like, I have struggled with substance abuse for a long time and alcohol abuse. So like, it was really hard for me to ever write down what I was feeling at times. So like, you even being willing to jump on here and write a little bit here and there is a starting point. And I'm really glad that, like, Matt, you even said yourself, you've been struggling to write, and it's really encouraging for, all of us to hear that, and also reminds us that it's okay to have those blocks, but also wanting to keep trying to dive in. So you encouraging it for us was really, really nice. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of your shares. It's really refreshing, especially from all you men. Like, a lot of men ain't about it. So thank you.
Hey, I just want to quickly say, like, thank you for letting it be a visual for us to read, because it's very easy to just hear someone and then, like, maybe you didn't retain it, so like to actually visually see it is just, it's amazing to me, because like I strive to be able to do that, because like I could leave here knowing that, well, you really didn't probably say like 75% of what you really, like I could admit to that. So I'll get there, but I just want to thank you for letting it be a visual.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's back. Keep coming back. Actually, the one last thing I wanted to say is I think it's easy for us to forget this, that our relationship with our why and with our goals and all these things, they're an extension of us. So they're fluid and dynamic, and they grow and thrive when we have a consistent relationship with them. So these things, actually, this might hit home for you a bit, Eric. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are now. It matters that we keep showing up to have this relationship with ourselves, because inevitably it'll grow. When I started this work, I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know, but it's amazing how quickly things grow, and it's all there. It's all there inside. It's just waiting to be found. So we just keep showing up. We keep finding what's there. We keep expressing ourselves. We learn something new. We do it again. It's really fun.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I love you all super inspiring. And we'll see you on Thursday for our shadow work and gratitude, or hopefully next Monday. All right, guys, have an amazing week, and you can do it. Bye, guys.
Peace.
You.